Hey everybody, this is Jazz and we're aging with pizzazz. Today we're talking about aging and all the challenging aspects that come along with it. This morning I decided that I would go to work and I would speak to a few of my colleagues and ask them what they found they find is the most challenging part of aging. I asked for one word, no stories, and no names will be mentioned, of course. So it was very quick. Some people had stories that did come with it, but they did give me their one word. And I ended up doing a tally throughout the course of the day. I got a lot of, ended up talking to a lot of women and enjoyed my day speaking with, older women, younger women. I decided to ask everybody 30 and up. And I think we reached up to like the mid to late 60s. Yeah, so talked about all of that and asked them for a one word thing. Also came home and I asked it on Facebook so that I could get more from the people that I kind of know in the world, but that I did not see today because it would take me too long to do that. So I'm going to put my glasses on because this is a bonus of getting older. You get to wear these pretty little shiny things. And this is the tally that I took today. I decided to stay natural and not switch it up or type it up or do anything like that. And just read off of what I have. So I had a lot of questions that ended up grouping into one at the end of the day. So I'll just kind of read them off. The number one answer was appearance. And in that subcategory, I added weight because a lot of people mentioned weight and weight gain and distribution and how it changes around our body. Losing your hair, the volume of your hair, the graying and the thinning of the hair, wrinkles. I do find myself checking the Wi-Fi signal and mine's pretty strong right now. Definitely 5G. So wrinkles was a big thing. Actually ended up having a side conversation with a bunch of friends about wrinkles and, how do we take care of them? And then, of course, there's the girls. In your 20s, they're pretty upright. And as we get older, they sag and the gravity pulls everything down. So we talked about the girls. And that was the main thing of it. The main thing of it was appearance and how we look and all the maintenance required for us to stay youthful. Society wants us to just be beautiful and youthful forever. So that, I guess, has played a role on all of us growing up and getting older and trying to keep up with it. I'm not ready. I still have to dye my hair all the time. I'm not ready to, accept the gray. And I'm not upset for people that do. My mother is all gray and gorgeous, and I have several friends that are beautifully gray. But for me, no, I'm not ready yet. But gray hair, wrinkles, appearance, number one answer. Moving on. Number two was hot flashes. Hot flashes. So I haven't experienced them yet. I can tell you that I am always hot. The friends that I work with and that are close to me see me in a tank top 90% of the time. I have a little cardigan, but most of the time I am at work in a tank top very often. So hot, but not hot flashes. I remember hot flashes. I have friends that go through it now, and I remember my mother going through it, and she was completely fine, and then she was soaking wet and hot. So I'm not looking forward to that, but that was number two. Number three was health issues, joint pain. I kind of put them all together. A lot of people mentioned how they had injuries when they were younger and they are, back to haunt them and they had healed. I completely understand. I had a knee injury as a dancer, and then as a gymnastic teacher, I had a fractured ankle injury. And now, these have been healed for decades and now they're starting to bother me again. So joint pain and health stuff is number one on the list. Keeping up with your body, making sure you're healthy, your doctor's appointments, all of that. So that was the next thing. And then after that, they kind of fizzle off into twos and threes, a lot of 2 and 3 votes. Exhaustion, fatigue was next. I'm going to kind of put that with insomnia and no sleep. A lot of people aren't getting any sleep. I find myself saying to my husband, oh, tomorrow's Saturday, I don't have to get up. I'm going to sleep in. And I don't have a baby to get up and feed. I don't have a toddler that needs to be entertained at 6 o'clock in the morning. I actually have a teenager who also likes to sleep in. And well, I'm up at 8 o'clock. So I don't know. So no sleep, exhaustion, tired, insomnia. Are we up all night thinking about things? Are we stressing about things? I don't know. But that's a problem. Fatigue is definitely a problem. I'm definitely experiencing that. What else? Eyesight, as we mentioned. This is fun. Anxiety was mentioned. Anxiety. I don't think I'm like anxious, but maybe I am a little nervous sometimes. Anxiety, balance, things, again, used to be a dancer. I don't have the balance I used to have. Time is a big thing. Time is a big thing. I'm a big fan of Beauty and the Beast. Anyway, time is a big thing. Time, I feel like we should have a lot more of it now, right? So most of our kids are grown, they're older, so we don't have homework to do. We don't have to, take the baby to music and me classes. We don't have to run to gymnastics. We don't have soccer, t-ball. All that stuff is done. The kids are, they're either getting picked up or there's a carpool and there's more time opening up. Yet there is no time. No time. So time, yes. Having more responsibilities. Somebody put that there's more responsibilities as we get older. I don't know. Again, I didn't ask for stories, so I don't really have any anything to explain. But having more responsibilities, I don't know. I feel like my responsibilities are growing up and they're like walking out the door. And as we're getting older, I feel like I'm taking care more of myself. Maybe like a little pinch is like now moving towards my husband, but no, I don't feel like there's a lot more responsibilities. Okay, moving down. Empty nest. Empty nest. Watching your children grow up is a challenge for some people. I always felt that if your children leave the nest, that you did an okay job. They should be able to stand on their own 2 feet, and they should be able to feel confident and strong enough to just get out there and live their lives, whether they're living with a bunch of friends or they found their soulmate and they're dating or they, whatever. So empty nest. Yeah, I'm actually sitting in my older daughter's empty bedroom right now with her blackout curtains that she left behind. Yeah, it's pretty empty in here. It's pretty sad. This is hard for me. I do miss her. I miss her. But I still see her, of course. She's not too far away. And she's flown. She's left the nest, so I can't complain. But empty nest, I can't imagine when my other daughter will be gone. That might be a whole different video. Who knows? Balance time, we did that. Mood swings. Whew, mood swings. Mood swings and hormonal shifts. Do those go together? I think they do, because I feel like the hormones are what make you crazy, mad, sad, happy, glad, crying. I always cried. I was that person that was crying at the Disney movie, when Baymax died in that Disney movie. I was sobbing. I'm always a crier, but I feel like now it's amplified. And it's not just crying. It's, anger and happiness and sadness and, everything is just kind of piling in. So emotions, mood swings, definitely. One of my favorite people in my job right now, currently, mentioned the desire to still bear children. So I can't really relate. I just feel like with everything on this piece of paper, I couldn't do it. I couldn't carry a child. Carrying both of my babies was amazing. Being pregnant was amazing. I loved every minute of it. I'm that person who's like, it was so great being pregnant. Loved it. Yeah, but doing it now, no, I can't imagine. I do have friends that have had children later on like this, and I have to tell you, I bow down to them, because there's a patience that's required, and again, you're fighting the fatigue, and they are phenomenal parents. So I get it. It's just not for me. So yeah, the desire to still bear children, that was an interesting find today. And last but not least, I'm going to say this because A, I'm just starting to battle this, and B, it kind of makes me laugh. But it's not funny. It's really not funny. So recently, incontinence. Incontinence. It's an annoying word as it is a situation. So I've always been a little bit fearful of this because, like, what the heck? Like, I'm potty trained. Like, what the heck is going on? But this started recently. And I have to say, oh my God, it didn't start recently. Maybe like 5 years ago. Longer than that. It started one time, and then I was like, that's it. We're going to start doing Kegels. We're going to stop the urine in stream. Like, we're not, no, And I survived that for a while. And then this year came, and I got sick in the beginning of this year, and I got this cough that was kicking my butt. It lingered forever. And with the cough comes, if you're familiar, and you pee. And sometimes it's just a drop, and sometimes it's not. So incontinence is an annoying thing. You got to laugh. Do you laugh about it? I don't know. Whatever. So anyway, that's another good part of aging, which is super fun. But anyway, so all of these things that we're going through, they have me a little bit worried. Are we gonna make it with all this stuff? Something that didn't make the list that I just remembered now is brain fog. Walking into the kitchen wondering why you're there. Just being worried that you're gonna forget something. I am leaving on a 3-day encampment trip tomorrow afternoon, and I can guarantee that I will have forgotten something. I've made 15 lists. I have looked at the list, recommended stuff, and I will forget something. So brain fog. And, I think that's it for now. That's all I got. I have to circle back and discuss this all, in, one at a time because, there's just so much to break down with each of those things. But for now, those were like the top things that people find extremely, difficult in aging. And I would love to hear from you. Did I miss something? Is there something that drives you crazy? That's hard to deal with? Ooh. There's that word. Yeah, sex. We didn't even touch that. Maybe it's because it was in a work environment and then on Facebook it's public. But anyway, yeah, that's a whole other chapter. So anyway, thanks for coming on. Tell me what you think. What's the biggest challenge for you? And how are you overcoming it? How are you surviving the aging? How are you aging with pizzazz? Let me know. Good night.